Welcome to A Mind for Life, part 9 in the series on how to live your truth. Focus. Focus. For this video, I did something a little different. I did a diagram, and I'm going to put that on the screen. I want you guys to take a screenshot or just take a really good look at that. Check it out right here. Okay, all right, so that is the guiding idea for this video. Focus. You are a focusing mechanism. You are a focusing mechanism. You are the one doing the focus. You are the one being focused upon. All of that at once. I want you guys to think inclusive, meaning both and, versus exclusive, meaning either or. Thinking inclusive means that you understand that she is a fireman and she is a mom, that he is a football player and he's a teacher. And so we are inclusive here. Very important. Now, we start with contrast. As you remember before, I said that contrast was important for growth. It's crucial for growth. We live in a world of up and down, back and forth, yes and no, red and blue. Contrast is a great thing. It's out of contrast that you get your truth, that you realize your truth. Inner realized truth comes from contrast. Truth that is written on your heart, the vision, the truth of who you are. Be, do, have. How does this happen? How do you go from contrast, which is a nebulous soup, to something really definite that is true by mind? Mind sifts through the contrast to bring forth truth. Mind, through ritual, technique, intention, prayer, meditation as examples, music, sifts through contrast and brings out of that your real truth that is written on the inside of you. This is what I call your inner realized truth. You know now, for example, that you want to live over there. You've been there. You've been through enough. Now you know, right? We've all had these experiences where we went through this and we went through that, so we really know now. What we're really saying is that we've had enough contrast where mind went into the contrast, sipped it through, pulled out the truth. We live in a soup of contrasts. Mind is that principle that works to pull out the truth. So how do we go from this inner truth to actually what I call, knock on wood, a physically manifested reality? You are a focusing mechanism. To go from inner to outer requires 3 things: thought, word, and action. Those are under your power. Thought, word, and action. To think about it, to talk about it, to take action. That you can do. That is pulling your inner realized truth from the invisible, from the inner, and putting it out here. You think about, for example, again, you want to live over there. Wow, how would it be? I can imagine, I can see the trees, I can see the house, I can see. You talk about it. You talk about it to people. What you want, not what you don't want, but what you want, which is your truth. Your inner realized truth is now becoming a projected inner truth out here. You take action. You save the money. You get the paperwork. You make the contacts. You do the research. You're taking action to pull that from the inner to the outer. Okay? And I'm going to say this. You do not create your own reality. You don't create your own reality. You do not create your own reality. I had to say it like 3 times, because in the new age or progressive, whatever you want to call this system of thinking, it's simply put, you create your own reality. Can you imagine what that would be like if everyone created their own reality? There's some people that don't want anyone else on the planet but them. Can you imagine what it would be like if a person like that created their own reality? No, it's not that simple. Have you ever tried something and you worked at it, you thought it, you put words on it, you talked about it, you put action, so much action into it, and it never took place? It never happened. It didn't manifest. You did not create your own reality. So it's not quite that simple, right? In the current paradigm, the ways we think and be and do, it's not so simple that you just create your own reality. Boom. To go from a projected inner truth through thought, word, and action to a knock on wood physical reality, like simply put, it's here, right? Takes something else. It takes a sovereign principle. It takes God / the universe. It takes God, the universe, to take your projected outer truth and manifest that into real physical reality, to where you're actually living in that house. You actually created that work of art. You are actually in that dream relationship. It takes God, the universe, to do this. This is why you've heard before, don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the how. You can only do so much. It takes God, the sovereign principle, to manifest that. There is a connection between mind and God. If you look at that diagram, you can see how there's contrast, there's mind, there's an inner realized truth, there's the lens. Well, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Then there's this projected inner truth, then there's these outer realized truth. It's manifested, and God is in between that. Mind is taking contrast and pulling out of that and creating an inner realized truth. God is taking a projected inner truth and creating a physical, true, it is here, knock on wood, reality. Mind has been made in the image of God. I'm not a religious person. This ain't a religious video. Mind has been created to bring forth just as God creates to bring forth. So I want you to think about that and think about this whole idea of a lens, right? You're behind the lens, you're looking out, light hits the object, it goes in, hits the back of the brain flips it, and so on. What I've done is flip the lens around to where the lens is looking at you now. So what's happening is you have this contrast, it goes out to an inner realized truth, hits the lens and goes back out into the outer realm where it becomes a projected inner truth, and because of God, the universe, it becomes your reality, knock on wood, physically manifested. So this is the focus. This is the focusing process. And think about this too. God is a process. God is a process. Don't think of God as a man or woman on the clouds with arms and legs. God is a process that brings forth. Mind in the image of God is a process that brings forth. From what? From contrast. So with that, I'm going to end part number 9 in the series on how to live your truth, a mind for life. Peace out.
walking in the moonlight.